Yeah, me too. Or at least get Dr. Pepper like no maintenance. Yeah. 1 second.
Folks, we are now at the Dr. Pepper Museum. This would have been what the fountain looked like originally. You see right there? And this photo here, you can see a fireplace. I think that might be this right here. Let's move on. They've had to do a lot of repairs on this old place, as you can tell. Look here, it was like tearing down, falling apart, and they had to redo it. Can you see in here? There's some old stuff. Look at that. Some old stuff. Look over there at the old telephone, guys. Look at this. Look at that old telephone. It appears like old chairs. You can't really see them back there. Yeah, there, a little bit. Anyway, let's move on. It costs $10 for a dog. Now this is a replica of what an old drugstore would have looked like. Back in the early years. Is it out there? There you go, now you get a better view. Dr. Pepper was originated in a drugstore and a pharmacy, believe it or not, as was all the other sodas. So was Pepsi and Coca-Cola. They were all originated in a pharmacy. Look at this old-fashioned cash register right there. And this would have been the fountain. Now there is the itty bitty little bowls and the glasses that was used for sundaes and ice creams. Let's see if we can see up here. Not as well, it's shaded. An old fire hydrant. And this is the kind of floor they would have had. Look at the old stogies.
I decided that the best drink anyone could make would be the one that tasted like the drugstore smell. You know, with all those flavors mixing in the air.
Hard to believe people used to smoke then.
In the 1880s, Waco was the only place in the world you could hear Dr. Pepper. Now you have to understand that Dr. Morrison was very excited about that. He's the one who first called it Dr. Pepper.
Chewing and smoking tobacco in those old packs. Here's some of the old medicines. I mean, these canters still have a whole lot of the medicines in them. Imagine just how old.
In fact, it's still 5 minutes. corner of 5th and Jackson, just a short walk from our office at Aaron's Drug Company. That soft drink business has grown so much that now they're planning to build a new modern facility.
We'll get to the animatron here in a little bit.
And here they're also planning to take Dr. Pepper to the Louisiana Purchase Exhibition in St. Louis in 1904. Who would have thought that something as simple as that soap would become so popular? I'm quite proud of it. I can tell you, we'll check out all of these soaps and get all of the contracts. Anytime I get my hands on it,
That's real.
a couple of places to go to. Well,
This is center.
We'll get back to that in just a moment. I want you to listen to the story. Look at these old bottle caps. And these miniature bottles. Yes, those are small. See? They look a little bigger than that, don't they? Yeah. Cool watches.
They say that this was the biggest and the best drugstore in Texas back in those days. At the time, Waco was at the center of everything happening in Texas. 10 years before I got here, herds of cattle used to be driven right down the street heading north to market. They were just 4 blocks from the bridge. When the railroad came, the cattle drive stopped. Everyone said,
I'll go on in here and I'll show you the factory. The bottling machine.
She's very light. Well, yeah, she's light.
When it was first there.
And then you're not talking about
Let's show you the relevant. Up here is the videos that shows you like how they got it and those things and stuff. They've got several stations with videos. Here is a living well. Now, as you can see, it is very low, but when we've got a lot of rain, it actually raises. So that right there shows we haven't had that much rain yet this year. This well provided the water that was used to make the sodas. I would let you read the entire board, but there's a whole lot there. This is just some of the broken glass, broken gears. As it goes, a group of students, college students, if I know correctly, got together and formed this here so that it would become a display.
Refrigerator.
Hello, my name is Dr. Charles Alderton, but most folks just call me Doc. You know, I haven't worked here for some time, but standing here brings back many memories because this is where I spent most of my time when I first came to Waco. When I was a young man, I worked behind this counter making medicines and filling prescriptions. You wouldn't believe how busy we were back then. They say that this was the biggest and the best drugstore in Texas back in those days. At the time, Waco was at the center of everything happening in Texas. 10 years before I got here, herds of cattle used to be driven right down the street heading north to market. We were just 4 blocks from the bridge. When the railroad came, the cattle drive stopped. Everyone says that Austin Avenue began smelling a lot better after that. When I came to town, wagon trains were still bringing more newcomers into Texas. And of course, they were heading south. Crossed on the same bridge that the cattle did, Waco was growing very, very fast. I came up from Galveston to Waco. It was Dr. Wade Morrison who hired me to work in his drugstore. This place was already famous when I got here. It was a gathering spot for local folks. What with the cigar counter, the soda fountain, of course the pharmacy. Pardon me. Now that soda fountain was really something. It hasn't changed much since then. That back bar was built by the Maylander Cabinet Company right here in Waco. I used to spend a lot of time over at that fountain. We make sodas in all the regular flavors, cherry, orange, grape, lime, and such, as well as sarsaparilla and ginger ale. There weren't any of these new concoctions like the cola flavors back then. Speaking of flavors, I'm proud of the one I did over at the fountain. I've been given lots of credit for creating a new soda flavor. These days it's called Dr. Pepper. But back in the beginning, everyone just called it a Waco. I used to enjoy mixing different flavors together in different combinations. I decided that the best drink anyone could make would be the one that tasted like the drugstore smelled. You know, with all those flavors mixing in the air. For a few years, back in the 1880s, Waco was the only place in the world you could get a Dr. Pepper. Now you have to understand that Dr. Morrison was very excited about that drink. He's the one who first called it Dr. Pepper. It got so popular that the back room of the drugstore was turned into a small syrup manufacturing plant. We'd mix up a batch and send it out to other drugstores. It must have been about 1890 or 91 when Dr. Morrison and some other investors started a new company to bottle Dr. Pepper and a few other soft drinks. They called it the Artesian Manufacturing and Bottling Company because of the famous artesian wells here in Waco. I went to work there for a year or so as the first superintendent of bottling. In fact, they're still bottling over at the corner of 5th and Jackson, just a short walk from my office at Barron's Drug Company. That soft drink business has grown so much that now they are planning to build a new modern facility at the corner of 5th and Marion. I hear they're also planning to take Dr. Pepper to the Louisiana Purchase Exposition in St. Louis in 1904. Who would have thought that something as simple as that soda would become so popular? I'm quite proud of it. And I can tell you that I still check out all the new sodas that come out on the market. Anytime I get my hands on a new one, I take it to the lab and do a couple of tests to see what's in it. Actually, most of them are pretty simple. Well, it's been a pleasure meeting you folks. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to finish up here, buy some more cigars, and get back to work. I'll let you get on with your visit. Thanks for coming, and enjoy yourself.
Let's go on upstairs. Would have had to be a very little person even fitting that.
asking to get a Dr. Pepper. Watch.
Well, that'll be a relief.
Say, I'll tell you what.
It's a Razor scooter, electric.
Right here, mommy. Right here.
You wanna go see that butterfly? Just a second.
Okay, the football-shaped bottles allowed them to, like it says, lay on its side to prevent the cork from drying out and the carbonation escaping. So it was a prevention. Mother likes Verner's. I don't.
Look at all their brands now, including this buy or whatever it is that's real hot now.
Okay, let's move on upstairs. Oh, we'll catch this first. Then we'll go upstairs.
We don't have anybody that works for Schweppes, so it's a good one. Look at this one.
Okay, let's go on upstairs.
But sure enough, sales increase. Just because we made it a little easier for customers.
Yep.
I guess they're wanting to go to the gift shop.
Did you watch any of the commercials over there? Oh, it's me calling you. Am I calling you again?
Yeah. I was like, yes.
This was Mr. Clemens' office.
Made a deal, somebody in the company made a deal, was you shook hands. You had a deal. There was no way for next game. No question. His word was good.
To treat them like I would like to be treated. Puts never lies. He's straightforward. And he's decent. And he's willing to work. And he wants to do the right thing. And that's all he's ever done. That's what I find there.
I guess these were his various pipes. They called him Foots because before he became a CEO, he would go around delivering the cases of soda on foot. So they called him Foots.
Now, I'm going to tell you a little secret behind these bottles. You see, I refill dozens of soda coolers every day at every store on my delivery route. One day, I was watching people get their bottles out of the cooler, and I noticed that a right-handed person lifts the lid with their left hand, reaches in and picks out a bottle with their right hand. Now, I know that human nature likes convenience, so I made it easy. I just put all the Dr. Peppers on the right side of the cooler. I did have to move some of the other brands around to make room for the Dr. Peppers, but sure enough, sales increased. Just because I made it a little easier for a customer to get a cold bottle of Dr. Pepper. Wow, hello. You look like you could use a cold drink. Let me get you a refreshing Dr. Pepper out of this cooler. Oh, my name is Woodrow Wilson Clemens. My friends call me Foots because of my big feet. And for the past couple of years, I've been driving a delivery truck and stocking Dr. Pepper. Say, have you ever tasted a Dr. Pepper? It's got a unique taste. I think you'll like it. No, it's not a cola, even though it looks like one. It is, well, it's a pepper. And it's totally different. Here.
That's their convention hall as well. All right. That pretty well takes care of the museum, so let's head on downstairs. This is their hours. And their admittance. Let's go over here and look at this old delivery truck, which is newer than the old miniature that was up there at the top. As you can tell, the vehicles did modernize. That truck that was upstairs was like around the first of them. I'm sure they was drawn by horse and buggy even earlier than that. And then it modernized to more of a truck like this. Look at that, 5 cents. Go over here. And here is a Dr. Pepper van. So, yep, this is an idea of how it looked. Can't see too much because of the sun and glare, but sorry about that. Hey, oh, this was after the tornado. This was after the tornado. Because we're right in the area where the tornado had happened. And as you can see, there was pretty destructive. Doesn't say anything about the tornado though. Okay, yeah, left. Right goes Dr. Pepper delivery fleet was decimated by the 53 tornado. There you have it. This here was added later, but it was at one point another part of the bottling. That was later though. It used to be in the factory, but they have moved it over here. And as you can see, there is a fountain and ice creams and goodies here. Look at them all. And then you've got like a gift shop and more items over there, so we can go over there and look as well. We'll go up here and look at this new thing before we order or something. This is new over here. They did not have that back there.
You gotta go. Only you get to go in there. So go in.
I'll share. I'll send you.
You still buy it when you're there just because of the number?
You can have a printed souvenir for 51 cents. Don't know if they still do that. Part of the original wall. Probably a part of it that was busted with the tornado in '53. These are seltzer bottles. Had the seltzer water. Over here. This is cute. This is set up to look like a vault. See that? Just like a fall. Over here would have been the horse-drawn wagon. Another old car. At least this one might have to be short at the knees, but at least you have more room on the bench. There's some very old stuff right here. Old toys. Look at the details. Looks like new models.
Open up the Dr. Pepper, and all you gotta do is taste. Be a pepper, drink Dr. Pepper. Be a pepper, yeah. The more you want, the more you will adore. And all you gotta do is taste.
Stick them in here.
Now stick them in there.
This right here is the original building though. I'll show you the front. And that is going to conclude our video for downtown Waco. Can't see too much because I don't have very much room to get it. So I'm going to go over here where it's got a no parking area. That way I can get you a bit of more of a frontal. Here we go. And that does it for today. And I hope that you all have greatly enjoyed. And until next time, bye.